Welcome. I'm David with the Campaign Help Desk team. In this video, we're going to take a look at the Psychotropic Medications tab, which covers both psychotropic medications as well as review and reduction attempts. The first thing we'll need to do when we arrive at this tab is add some medications so we can then enter information for those medications. Click the Add button, and then double-click the medication you want to select. Enter the medication start date, and now we've added the medication, so it shows up in this list here. Now suppose we want to add Valium. We can scroll through the list to find it, or we can use the search function. Or suppose we want to find Neurontin. In this case, it's not in the list, so we can add it to the list of options. We can add the medication class if we know it, or we can leave that blank. And now Neurontin has been added to the list of choices for medications. Once again, enter the medication start date, and we've added the medication. Now we'll move on to this box in the lower left-hand corner that provides information for each medication. As we select the different medications in our list above, the box below changes to reflect the information for that medication. When we first start using a new tool, we won't have any options for prescribing clinician, so we can add those by clicking on Manage Clinician List. Once we do that, the clinicians that we've added now show up in the Prescribing Clinician dropdown. Another feature that's available is the Informed Choice questions. When we click this button, we're provided with 3 additional questions related to informed choice for that medication. The target symptom box here relates to any expressions that the resident may use to communicate. We entered those on the Communication tab in a previous video. Whatever we check here will now show up as an option on the Psychotropic Medications tab. So now we can keep track if we are prescribing medications for the various expressions that the resident may be using to communicate. Next, we'll move on to the right-hand side of the tab, which provides information for medication reviews and reduction trials. The Review Notes button provides us with a place to record any comments for the monthly medication regimen review for that resident. This isn't specific to any one medication, it's for the resident's medications as a whole. This box, Upcoming Review and Reduction Attempts, provides recommended dates to perform reviews for each medication. You can see how those dates are calculated by clicking this question mark here, and this is based on the State Operations Manual. In the lower right-hand corner, we can manage any reviews, reduction trials, and contraindications for each medication. Once again, when we select the different medications in the list at the top, this box in the lower right-hand corner changes to reflect the information for that medication. We'll go ahead and start a reduction attempt for Xanax, and we'll use the top half of this form to start the reduction attempt. We'll enter the date, and then click Start Reduction Attempt. And now this box in the lower right-hand corner changes to reflect that current reduction attempt. So as we go about the reduction attempt, we can enter notes about how it's going and keep everything updated. Once we're done, we can click the Finish button to document the results. We can enter what the result was, as well as update the notes as needed. Now we'll enter a contraindication for this same medication. Here we'll use the lower half of this screen, enter the date that the contraindication happened, enter any notes related to the clinical rationale, and then click the Record button. If we want to go back and see the information about reviews, reduction attempts, and contraindications, we can do that with the History button. This shows us the history of everything that's been going on for that medication, and we can also edit information as needed. Finally, we can also change the recommended due dates using this Change Due Date of Next Review button. Now we can see that the list of due dates has been updated accordingly. So now you're ready to enter psychotropic medications and reviews and reduction trials. This concludes our pilot test tutorial series. Thanks for watching and happy pilot testing.